Guys, what's up? Coach Brian Klepacki here, criticalbench.com. Mental visualization and imagery. Awesome topic. Very hot right now going on in sports psychology world. It's being implemented all over the world on how to mentally prepare yourself, specifically athletes, for training and performance. So what is mental visualization and imagery? Imagery, imagination, images. Visualization, visualizing those images. Visualizing outcomes, certain goals, things like that. All this has to do with the mind. The mind is one of the most, if not the most powerful tool in the body for anything. Guys, again, it's the mother of all computers. So mental visualization is visualizing images within your mind to set yourself up for future events. Or you could even look at past events on how you could have improved that situation. So for example, you visualize yourself making a lift. You visualize that being a new record, so a new 1 RM. You might see the bar overhead. You might see some people or hear some people screaming at you. You might have a certain scent of chalk and iron. Those are all mental visualization tools that you might use on a day-to-day basis. Now, if you don't use them, guys, you have to. Because, again, the brain is one of the most powerful tools that the human body can ever experience. Take advantage of it. Because I've taken a lot of courses in sports psychology through my exercise science degrees, and I tell you, sports psychology is one of the most fascinating topics that I've ever studied, simply because athletics and mental preparation have to go together in order to be successful. I don't know anybody who's ever won something at an elite level that's never trained the mental game. So again, what is sports psychology? It's just that. It's preparing the athlete for the sports mentally. Again, you can spend as much time as you want in the gym, but if you've got a failure mindset, as soon as you step onto the field or the court, you're already going to drop down because your mind is ready for failure. Your body might be ready for success, but your mind dictates what the body does. So here's an example. Bottom of the ninth, you're on the pitcher's mound. The ball is in your hands. There's thousands of fans screaming at you to throw a strike. Can you do it? Will you fall down just because of the pressure? Will you shake too much that the ball slips out of your hands? What do you do in that situation? It's situations like this that gets athletes in trouble. It's because they're not mentally prepared. They don't have the training under their belt to overcome that situation. So just imagine yourself in that situation. One of two things that can happen. You can either succeed in that image or you can fail in that image. So when you're on that pitcher's mound, visualize yourself failing, okay? What does that look like? Does it look like throwing a ball? He hits the ball, you hit the Blair. Now look at the positive. Visualize yourself throwing a strike, winning the game from that pitch. So two different outcomes. However, you use your mind to set up that situation. The mental component of this, the imagery, is more than just a picture. So what does that mean? So you think you're on that pitcher's mound, you visualize yourself standing there. What do you smell? What do you see in the distance? What do you feel? So you might smell clay, you might smell your leather glove, you might smell fresh air, you might smell turf, whatever it is, you have to smell something. And you can visualize that smell. So we all know what leather smells like. We all know what dirt or clay smells like. That's a sense. Your brain has, the sense of smell programmed in it to give you a certain experience when you think of that smell. Now what about distance or visual? You see all those thousands of fans screaming at you from a distance. That's your perception of depth. You need to see how far they are away. So you're visualizing yourself distance. You're separating yourself from that. Also, what else you might experience? Touch. We can experience touch through our mental training. So you have your hand on the ball, your hand on the glove, your feet on the ground, you're sweating, your palms are sweaty, your heart's racing. Those are all sense of touch or feeling. Your brain can, and your mind is, again, a powerful tool. You can visualize what it might feel like to be on that pitcher's mound. So guys, it's not just a picture. So when you visualize yourself under that bar trying to get your new 1 RM, visualize everything that goes into that. Visualize the grip on the bar. Visualize your back on the bench, your feet on the ground, looking up at the ceiling. Visualize people screaming at you, trying to get you pumped up for that lift. Visualize the music of what music is in your ears at that time. Visualize everything else around that lift, not just actually just throwing the bar up, getting it up there, but visualize yourself setting up, mentally walking yourself forward to the bench, making that lift. What does that lift look like? What are the responses of everybody around it after you make that lift? Guys, again, this is not a psychology 101 course, but just know that there's a lot more to visual imagery and training than just what meets the eye. So what do we recommend for you? Guys, it's pretty simple. You gotta look at these 3 key points when practicing visualization. Now let me back up before I get to these 3 points. Visualization takes practice. Just like anything else that you use to further your performance, you have to practice what you're doing. So what we're trying to do is create better vision for those images. So we have to practice. I don't expect you guys to just pick up a book, read it real quick, and be the masters of imagery and visualization. You got to practice it just like anything else. So what do we recommend? Again, now we're going to those 3 points when practicing visualization. If you struggle with these, I have some good news for you. You're completely normal, and don't stress it. It'll get better. So there are some of those people that just close their eyes and instantly bring up perfect, crystal clear images. But for many of us, that skill has to be developed over time. So like anything else, with practice, everyone is able to visualize clearly. So let's get to those 3 points. The first, you have to practice and be consistent in your practice. We recommend 10 minutes a day, every day. So this will definitely beat just practicing once a week for an hour, hands down. So what do we recommend? We recommend that you make a commitment to the practice at the same time every single day. Write it down in your calendar saying 10 minutes of mental visualization. Now that could look like many different things. That could be just completely separating yourself from everything, or that could be putting yourself into everything and visualizing different outcomes. I'm not a sports psychologist, so I can't tell you exactly how to do that for you personally, but just know that you need to carve out some time and be consistent with it. Maybe first thing in the morning might be most ideal for you. So this is because the mind is still slightly lucid at the time, just from your subconscious brain, subconscious mind thinking from the night during the sleep. So the second key principle is you got to stay positive. Even if you can't summon up these crystal clear images yet, you'll still gain a huge benefit from practicing these techniques. So practice, it will work, stay positive, it'll get better. So just connect the image that you create in your mind with whatever you can. So for some people, that will be the feeling of accomplishment. But what exactly is accomplishment look like? However, whatever it looks like, try to focus on the positive. So whatever current level your positiveness is, nurture it and allow it to grow. Just keep reinforcing positive feedback, positive thoughts in your mind. So the third topic is visualize exactly what you want. So one of the most powerful effects of good visualization is that it programs the subconscious brain. So your subconscious brain, think of it as a self-guided missile. So as soon as that self-guided missile is fired, it's pretty much out of control. However, it's still going to get from the launch site to its target. And that's because it's programmed to go to that target. So think of your mind the same way. If you know your outcome, you know exactly what that outcome looks like, expect there to be obstacles within the way. However, those obstacles won't throw your mind off course when going towards that topic or that target. So the brain identifies the coordinates of that target naturally, and it moves us towards that target. Expect conflict though. Expect that there will be some negative aspects of it, but if you overcome those negative aspects with positive, you'll definitely hit your target. So the problem with most people is that they focus too much on the negative. Those negative coordinates will throw us off of the target. So the visual images of failure, replayed mistakes, just negative situations that might happen, they'll unfortunately set us up for failure. So if you're constantly thinking negative, this was going to happen, I'm going to run into this obstacle. Yeah, as soon as you get onto that field, all those flashbacks, you're going to replay all those failed images in your brain. So the cool thing is that you can overcome those things. Think of it this way. You put, again, an analogy, you put in your GPS a destination. It might take you 7 different routes, each of them giving you a different experience, but the whole idea of the GPS is to get you from point A to point B. That point B is being our goal. We got to know that in order to get point B, there will be some turns, there'll be some curves in there, there'll be some hills, but expect that. Going into your situation, think positive. So real quick, summarize those 3 points. You've got 1, you got to be consistent with your training. You have to train first of all. Second is you got to stay positive. Get rid of all the negative. Look at the negative as a positive. Think of how you can take the negative and make it into a positive. But within that positive and first negative, know that there will be negatives, but your positives will overcome them. Third, visualize exactly what you want. Visualize the scent, visualize the sound, the touch, everything. Visualize exactly what you want. You got to practice this because not everybody can visualize a scent. Practice, be consistent. Okay guys, so I just unpacked a lot of visualization and imagery information that might be overwhelming to you. Don't be alarmed because it is overwhelming. Training the mind to do something is difficult, but just know that you can train your mind to be in your favor when you get onto the field. So next time you visualize yourself failing, scrap that idea. Visualize yourself winning. What does that look like? Guys, again, athletes are using this technique all over the world. Even small businesses are applying this principle. Visualize yourself winning the next board meeting, the next conference call. Visualize yourself making the sales pitch perfectly. It's not just athletics, but obviously we're talking about athletics here because we deal with athletics. Just know that you got to train your mind as much as you train your body, guys. A lot of you guys put a lot of time in at the gym, but yet you have zero mental game. You have zero concept of how you can mentally prepare yourself for a lift. All right, guys, so there's a lot more information I'd love to share with you about this, and it's in this report right here, written by Mike Gillette. You got to click the link, give us your email, we'll send you a copy of this phenomenal report that gives you a whole bunch more information about visualization and imagery. Got to click the link, give us your email, we'll send you a report. If you can't click the link because you're on a mobile device, what you can do is the little arrow under the video here. Click that link, that's going to open up the video description here. That top link you see, criticalbench.com/tough. Click that link, give us your email, we'll send you the copy right away. Guys, trust me, you don't want to miss out on this opportunity. Awesome content in there. Guys, subscribe to our channel. Got a whole bunch of other stuff that you'll definitely find helpful with your training. If you have a question for us or a comment about this topic, post it below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and hopefully we can answer some of your questions about this. Guys, thanks for watching. Like us, share us, and just pass us on to anybody and everybody. Guys, again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.